Being a new player in OSU kinda sucks. The friend who introduced the game to you is out there playing insane difficulties, while you're stuck getting C ranks on normals. You want to try playing multiplayer together, but the skill variance means either your friend gets bored on low diffs, or you suffer.
Okay, I don't think I'm ready for this level.
That suffering is actually fixed in Laser thanks to freestyle.
The premise is that you can now select any difficulty in any rule set along with any mod you want in a multiplayer game. This is on by default because we think that it's probably the mode that most people want to set up a multiplayer room in, but of course you can turn it off. It's kind of like if you go to an arcade in Japan, it's kind of how every game works, and it makes it a lot easier for groups of different skill levels to play together.
Wait, so basically on Laser, now you're able to be in a multi-lobby and choose what difficulty of a map set you want to play. This is the exact thing that stopped any of my IRL friends from getting into OSU. Like, legitimately, every time I tried to get any IRL friend of mine into the game, we would load up a multi-lobby, and then we would come into this exact struggle where
any mod you want in a multiplayer game. This is
where the levels they'd be able to play would be too easy for me. And so I'd slap on a bunch of mods and stuff, and it would still be too easy. And then when if I even try to pick a map that I want to play, or like that would be my difficulty level, they just nope out of it because it's like way too hard. They would immediately get like pushed away because it's like way too hard, and this is like, whoa, this is too much. And this happens every fucking time. So this solves that because like I could choose a map set, and as long as it has multiple difficulties, I can choose a difficulty that that is challenging to me, or something that is like entertaining to me, and they can pick a difficulty level that works for them, and we can enjoy the same song. They can actually experience part of what got me into OSU. Because literally, like, anytime I bring up OSU in front of my IRL friends anymore, it's like, and I kind of wink hint at like having them try it out. The first thing they say is, well, you have 10 years to play the game. You're too good. You're pro at the game. Like, you've had 10 years to play the game. And I'm just like, it doesn't matter. But I see what they're saying, because if we want to enjoy the game together, we can't unless we both play it on Laser now, apparently. I remember that one.
It's on by default because we think that it's probably the mode that most people want to set up a multiplayer room in, but of course you can turn it off. It's kind of like if you go to an arcade in Japan, it's kind of how every game works, and it makes it a lot easier for groups of different skill levels to play together. If most multiplayer rooms have this turned on, it's no longer like, oh, that room is 3 stars plus, I can't play that. It's more like I can join that room and then play a 2-star map. The fact that we can do freestyle at all is due to the 1 million score cap, because it does mean we can start to compare plays across multiple difficulties, which is to say you can feel like you're competing with each other because the scores are no longer like magnitudes out from each other.
Oh, wait, so you can still kind of be competitive even if you're not on the same skill level. You can still be competitive by like competing to see who has perfected their skill set at their level for that difficulty of map, and you can compare how close to perfect you got.
With freestyle, is there no differentiator between like an SS on an easier difficulty versus a harder difficulty?
They have a different star rating on their result screen, but that's it.
Okay, then it's up to the player to determine the value of a score. I guess that works for something as casual as multiplayer.
Exactly. I don't think it's going to be used in tournaments, but we'll see.
Wait, this is like the first time I actually feel like the new scoring system makes sense. Or maybe not makes sense, but it's like the first time I find value in the new scoring system. Because to me, OSU stable scoring system, where like there's no upper limit to the number go bigger, that's normal to me. On OSU Laser, it caps at 1 million, right? So like I always thought, oh, that's weird, but I'll adjust to it later whenever I jump over to Laser. But now, from an outside perspective looking in, for the first time, I actually feel like, whoa, okay, this is kind of cool now. Because it's actually functional with this feature that allows you to play with your friends regardless of like whether they're a new player or not.
Spectating is another staple of the new player experience. You watch your friend click circles faster than you can comprehend, your friend watches you miss every other note, all good times. And today's update makes spectating clearer with the newly added spectator list. Kinda sucks how it's like at the bottom, because then you can't see as many spectators as you could in stable.
I'm pretty sure the spectator list is also a skinnable element, so you should be able to move it.
Oh, perfect.
I guess
the
they
biggest crowd
didn't
of
have
new
that
OS
yet.
players will likely appear from the upcoming Laser iOS release. While that's not public yet, a few more mobile-oriented changes made it into today's update, including Mania's most requested feature.
Oh.
We have support to
I thought they weren't
change
gonna do that.
screen rotation per screen in the game. That means that we can now automatically rotate gameplay to portrait mode when starting a Mania game session. Also, the UI scale in mobile has been completely reworked. So until now, when you
shit,
started
yeah,
up
that does
a
look a lot
mobile
better.
release, the interface
I
would
do
be
have
very
OC Laser
small,
on my
and that's just
phone,
because
but
it
it's
was
always
using
been a
like
pain
a
to use.
desktop style UI scale algorithm,
just
and
never
now
used it.
mobile has its own custom scale algorithm, which means that the game by default is going to be a more correct scale at 1.0 times UI scale.
If you're one of the people who complained about friend notifications being obnoxious, you've influenced change. They no longer stay in notification history, they won't flash the taskbar, they have less standout colors, plus they have a much more subtle sound effect.
And Nekodex explicitly said he engineered the sounds to not being annoying. Even if they play a lot, they shouldn't get to the point where you ask to have them disabled.
And finally, user cards in the dashboard have up-to-date statuses. These statuses are what makes Stable's dashboard feel alive, like a real community, so it's good to see Laser actually getting there.
Yeah. What the? Mom?
I see this check mark button. What happens if I join your team?
You're welcome to try it. Probably means that it shows up on your profile.
I see what you mean now. Okay, I'm gonna take it off.
So the concept of teams has been something we've wanted for a long time. Every fucking feature, nothing is new, right? All these feature requests are 10 years old. Anyway, so if I'm getting around to adding.
Oh, this is like that third-party website where they have like O2 clans, right? I don't really understand why people want this.
Teams, and teams are basically a way you can add a bit more flair to your user. In the future, we're going to expand on the team system, so there will be team leaderboards similar to friends leaderboards.
So now it's an official thing in game. Wait, team leaderboards. Wait, team leader. Wait, can you join multiple teams? Wait, okay. I think I'm beginning to see how this can be kind of cool. Team leaderboards are cool. So you can be on a team and compare scores. So like, you're a part of J Squad, and you want to be I haven't said J Squad in years. Holy fucking shit! You could be a part of J Squad, and compare your score to other people in J Squad. You still have the role. You are the OG. This is true. Yeah, J Squad had more of a presence before. I haven't really fitted into.
You'll be able to see team members and potentially team versus team way to compare yourself to other teams, along with features like chat channel.
But yeah, that's true. Lemon, you're the only one here who actually remembers the original J Squad. That's kind of crazy.
We don't want to make the system.
Also, how are you doing, Justin? Glad to see you're here.
Too complex. We're not trying to create a second Discord here, but giving people ability to group themselves together within the game, which hasn't been there until now. Team creation and management is all on the web, and teams will only be displayed in Laser for now. I guess the other thing to mention is that the size of a team is limited by how many supporters are in the team. So as you have more supporters join the team, the max capacity for the team continues to increase.
Interesting.
A couple months ago, I made my first full map in Laser's editor, which also means I whined about everything that annoyed me in the process, and some of these have been addressed in this update, like the precision movement tool. I used this in Stable all the time, but it was missing from Laser until today. Now you can input an object's specific XY coordinates, or move objects relatively on the axes. When copying and pasting objects, I'd often do something like this.
I haven't tried using...
In Laser, doing the same would put objects right on my timeline cursor, not snap to timeline ticks. Now,
I've also haven't
copying
really
and pasting
used
in Laser
Stable's
snaps
editor
just like Stable.
in years, though, so...
Selecting an overlapped object in the timeline was really confusing before. Like, you'd expect clicking here to select this object, but yeah, as of this update, it works as expected. Laser's editor also now has % progress in the bottom left, a functional distance snap. I'm not even going to try to explain what was wrong with this, just know that it works now.
Okay.
A way to access the map's web pages, and most importantly, you can now submit maps in Laser.
We haven't really added new features yet. It's just basically getting it working. If anything goes wrong, we'll probably have to disable it server side. So just keep in mind that if you try and submit and it's not working, it probably means that something has gone wrong and we are very aware of it. When you submit
You're floating
the
above the waves of
from
life
Laser,
still,
it's
Justin?
automatically converting it to a legacy format.
Haven't drowned
it's
so
the same
good.
as if you go to
I'm glad to
file
hear that,
export
man.
for compatibility use. We do that so it's still possible to play the bitmap unstable. It does mean that if you re-download the bitmap,
I guess I could say
it's going to
similar for myself here.
lose a bit of the Laser-specific metadata. So I would recommend keeping a local copy of your bitmaps regardless.
Slow-mo replay analysis is one of Laser's coolest features, and this update makes it even more practical. Before today, hitting the left or right arrow key would skip 5 seconds no matter what.
Oh yeah, this is a
Now,
Laser
the shortcut scales based
quality
on
of life
playback
feature.
speed, so when you're watching a replay in
Not
slow
even
motion,
cutting edge
it'll
has
only
this.
skip a tiny amount. The sudden death mod has a new setting to fail when missing a slider end, so it's a great day for people who like pain. Anyone using a new setting to fail when missing a slider end?
This is the most masochistic fucking...
So it's a great day for people who like pain. Anyone using a skin with a long applause sound effect might have experienced something like this.
What?
Yeah, the applause sound overlaps with song select. Not good, so now leaving the result screen turns off the applause. If you use collections often, you'll be happy to know that you can now see how many maps are in each collection. Plus you can create collections. Now leaving the result screen turns off the applause.
Collection update?
If you use collections often, you'll be happy to know that you can now see how many maps are in each collection.
Okay. Okay.
Plus
Okay, that does look similar to Stable's collection scene. I wonder if that's better than what they had before, because I'm pretty sure one of the things that was one of the things that I was wanting Laser to have was a better collection management system, screen, portal thing, you know?
you can create collections
so that
straight
does
from
look
Laser's
better.
playlists. Useful if you want to practice spotlight maps, or if you just like a playlist, I guess. There's also a thing on your profile now showing if you completed today's daily challenge. And I didn't realize how much Tycho was neglected until this change. Add Legacy Tycho Swell. Basically, if you were playing with the classic skin, you'd previously see the spinner from the triangle skin. Now you'll see the same spinner as in Stable.
Interesting.
The only other thing in the whole changelog I would maybe want to mention is the asynchronous mouse.
What? Heads up that the async mouse stuff is potentially going to be delayed another half a year. Asynchronous mouse. Is that like an asynchronous input with mouse that isn't tethered to the frame rate? But isn't that like a global input thing in Laser? Wait, what does that mean? Freestyle is like the biggest thing to me. I see the potential in OSU teams as well. Damn. Wait, I'm actually like, but freestyle actually has me thinking, yo, OSU Laser, like it's literally like that feature hands down. I feel like it makes OSU more accessible and it makes it easier to introduce people to the game, because like countless times I've tried to introduce people to OSU and they're always intimidated. And they always have this like feeling like, oh, I don't know if I want to put all this time just to get on your level, you know? And it's always just like, no, it's not like that. No, I don't care about that. But I also get it from the other side, because I used to be a new player in the game. And I also experienced how like, oh, I'll never be as good as them. Why do I even bother playing in a multi-lobby with them? But I had my own reasons to still like the game regardless, and get into it. But yeah, to me, freestyle is probably the biggest feature in this update. And then teams. Yeah. Goddamn.